GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.
Of course, given the situation, जो मुझे option मिला, whatever reason I've already stated, I stick by those decisions, and because of those reasons, मुझे सही लगा वो चीज़ करना, तो I did that. जो मुझे comments आ रहे थे, they were not of hurt or criticism. कि I think you shouldn't have done that. ये ऐसा हो सकता था. They were blatantly hateful, and also I feel कि covert misogynistic. A lot of people love Siddharth Shukla, right? Was he not fighting on the show? He was protected. He was like, nahi, isko baizat badi kiya jaye. I was the one who had to face the brunt of all of it in one adalat and then on weekend cover when nobody was even letting me complete, and just it was labeled. You went to him to do that.
But why did you then sign up for Bigg Boss knowing that he's coming?
I don't care who is coming, it is Bigg Boss. I was being questioned by a superstar, with the amount, it is intimidating to be questioned by Salman Khan because everybody knows he is, who he is. I'm on the show, I'm on national TV, and I'm being questioned on my character, and I've lived through all of this for past 10 months. I've done a show Splits and I've received all this.
Then there was one line that you said, which Shrutika has brought up in that interview, so I want you to clarify.
What?
I don't know what Arjun saw in her to actually get married to her.
I don't know what he saw in her to get married with her. दिल का तार बनाने जाओगे तो you can go कि no, this, that, no. I found her extremely irritating, just somebody you cannot reason with, you cannot logic with. So out of frustration, I must have said it to her. What the hell did he see in her to get married to her? Must have said it like that.
She's fearless, she's fierce, and absolutely no nonsense. Well, also, she's unabashedly unapologetic about her opinions, and she isn't scared to share it out aloud. Today, Kashish Kapoor joins me for a conversation only on Galatta, India. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for introducing me like that. Loved it.
Yes. But हम लोग ना ये segment करते हैं, जैसे आपको मैंने बोला कि तीखे सवाल. So सारे सवाल मेरे तरफ से थोड़े तीखे ही आएंगे. So I'm gonna, because people don't understand that, that's why I'm giving you a disclaimer पहले. Because these are things that have been discussed after your stint on Bigg Boss 18, right? Okay. So I'm gonna give you, this is basically तीखे सवाल हम लोग बोलते हैं because these are burning questions, but you get your chance to actually tell the audience what your side of the story is. Okay. So I'll start off with the first तीखे सवाल.
Okay.
Digvijay and you have had a past, right?
Yeah.
And let's start with that show. You got trolled, you got called names. Yeah. I've seen that live where you broke down. You've abused because people started abusing you. What actually happened? You have said that you didn't have the financial backing that time. That's why you took those 10 lakhs. आपने 10 लाख रुपए तब ले लिए थे. But of course, a lot of people saw it in a different way as well. How do you want to clarify that?
I will say the same thing that I have been saying time and again. People have different goals. For me, definitely winning a dating reality show isn't the ultimate goal of my life. I'll start with that. I went on that show not because Splitsvilla जीत के कुछ करना है. My point was very simple कि I'm going there to have fun and I will have fun. And I did that. I reached in the finale because of my caliber. I don't owe it to anybody. My mind, my body, my everything. And my partner was my partner for 2 days and we were not even friends. So we didn't owe anybody anything. And of course, given the situation, जो मुझे option मिला, whatever reason I've already stated, I stick by those decisions, and because of those reasons, मुझे सही लगा वो चीज़ करना, तो I did that. हालांकि मेरे वो करने से किसी और को दुख पहुंचा, I understand that, and for that I was apologetic, but that part was edited out. So when the episode,
अच्छा वो दिखाया नहीं.
So when the episode came, people just jumped on the bandwagon to like hate me and criticize me and all that, and I think it's ऐसा होता है usually that people only understand black and white. They don't understand grey. And usually what happens ki everybody loves a fallen hero. And what better than a villain that looks like me to make a fallen hero rise even higher? Had I been some, typical, more soft, more that kind, maybe, somebody who needs a knight in shining armor, a damsel in distress, maybe the reaction could have been slightly different. But because I am the way I am very unabashed, as you mentioned, and of course I look like this. So it's very easy to make me the villain, to make somebody else the hero. And I think a lot of people, before understanding what happened, why I did, what I actually feel about it, and it's just a game show at the end of the day.
बट अगर दिग्विजय ने वो किया होता, वहां पे पैसे ले लिए होते और आपने चूज नहीं किया होता पैसा, then would you still feel the same? Would you not feel that he betrayed you?
No, I wouldn't. Because first of all, we don't owe each other anybody. We were not love couples. We met 2 days back. Second, I dropped hints. Somebody drops hints at me, I will get it. And so let's disregard all that. Let's just say that he did that to me. I would have felt betrayed, which he did, and that's justified. I don't say, why are you feeling betrayed? You shouldn't have. No, I understand and I respect that feeling. Because मैं भी अगर उस जगह होती, that's what I always say. मुझे भी लगता, but I would move on. It's not like I committed a felony or I murdered somebody that no, lifelong I have to sentence you to banishment or whatever. I would get over it. And given the person has genuinely apologized, made efforts time and again, yes, eventually I would have got it.
But जो आपके ऊपर labels लगे उसके बाद, and you know, some of the, like if you were on the live, if anybody was on the live, they could have seen the kind of comments. I've seen a recording of the live with the comments, right?
Yeah.
So the kind of comments were a little uncouth. Like I understand कि आपने जो किया, मैं agree नहीं करता कि आपने सही किया, ठीक है. But at the same time, मैं जब बोल रहा हूँ ये बात कि मैं शायद agree नहीं करता on a human level. I was not on a show as an audience. Maybe I didn't find it right. But I wouldn't also be approving of those kind of comments.
Right.
Right. So how did you deal with that? Was there like low days mentally? Because जिस लेवल के कमेंट्स आपको आ रहे थे उस टाइम, वो बहुत गंदे थे. मतलब it's not even like expletives or abuses. It was like deep down it was morally very uncouth.
Yeah.
How did you deal with that?
See, definitely, जो भी मैंने किया था on the show, for many people, I mean, even see, I have a lot of different ways to think, so I'm a different person. But majority, yeah, if you see it in black and white, definitely आपको गलत लगेगा क्योंकि उसके साथ गलत हुआ, which I agree with. That was wrong. It was right for me, but it was wrong for him, and that I cannot take it back and I cannot change it or cover it. But as you mentioned, जो मुझे comments आ रहे थे, they were not of hurt or criticism. कि I think you shouldn't have done that, ये ऐसा हो सकता था. They were blatantly hateful, and also I feel कि covert misogynistic. The kind of comments I was getting, I wasn't getting those comments because I'm a person and I have done this, so I criticize your actions. Most of them were कि you are a girl and you did this, so I'm going to do this to you. Those comments you wouldn't say to a boy because you cannot do those things to boys. You didn't hate the action and thus the person. You hated the girl and thus the action even more. So I think a lot of it was very covert misogynistic also, the kind of comments they were giving me, assault, threats. I don't know how somehow assaulting me and my dignity will make it right by your guy, the guy that you like. I don't know how these things are related. So I cannot say that those comments were because you were hurt. I think those comments were because you got a way to channel your misogyny towards somebody because the person is already receiving so much hate, might as well. तो बहती गंगा में बहुत लोगों ने हाथ धोए वहाँ पे, and as you mentioned that live, I was first of all heartbroken because the way I saw myself in that episode, I was looking very mean, very evil, very bitchy. And when I saw the episode, my first reaction was, shit, dude, I look so bitchy. I remember I was not like that. I remember.
But also in Big Boss also you looked a little like that in some of the episodes.
Yeah, fine. Some of the days I was.
जहाँ पे करण ने आपको ऐसे उकसाया कि आप जाके बात करो दिग्विजय से, and then guilt feel कराया, और फिर आपने बात करना चालू किया finally, क्योंकि आप लोग पहली बार, I think, I don't know if you've met in between.
Just occasionally here and there.
So आपने जब पहली बार बात किया, तो initially it was a very sweet conversation, like where you were like trying to apologize, trying to like say ki let's forget things and move on. And when he didn't agree, you know, the thing is, I think it's with the facial expression, like you're saying the same thing, but you go and then everybody goes and thinks that you are being very mean and bitchy. Did you get that ever?
No, definitely not. Definitely not. No, see, different people have different
ways of showing hurt,
to talk, and that is mine. I cannot be, I can't do that. That's not me. I get, no, but why are you doing this? But it doesn't mean that I hate you or I'm angry at you. It's just a lot of passion. and a lot of controlled passion. How do I channelize that passion? It's not like I can scream or yell, because I don't do that. And it's not like I'm getting mad because you're not forgiving me. I am getting mad because you're not listening and you're not understanding to me. And you're a reasonable person, so why are you not understanding, you know? When I have friends, and whenever I have a boyfriend, this is how I talk. There's a lot of passion. How do I communicate? This is how you do it. That's just mannerism. So sometimes if I look bitchy, I'm in the mood. And some days I am bitchy, but otherwise not. So coming back to the episode, I was not. And the part where I was apologizing and expressing was very conveniently cut out, you know. So I just came live the other day to express that. But things got out of the hand and it was tough.
But why did you then sign up for Big Boss knowing that he's coming?
I don't care who is coming. It is Big Boss. Of course I would do it.
No, because they would have anyway done the same, right? You didn't have that fear, because you're saying that was edited out. So even if you were trying to apologize here, did you have that scare or fear that what if they cut out the good portions?
No, not really, because see, even while I was getting all the hate, I never backed down from my stance. I was standing at it. I'm sorry, but I'm still here. That was my stance very clearly. And as far as Big Boss is concerned, first thing I know, okay, they can cut out some parts if I do it once. You cannot cut out my entire existence and my personality, right? It will be seen somewhere or the other, and plus there's life and whatever. And I didn't even think of it so much. I did not think of this angle at all. They told me, hello, Big Boss, you wanna come? And I said, yes, full stop, no discussion. So I didn't even think of these.
You know, एक और वीडियो मैंने देखा था, बिग बॉस OTT चल रहा था, जहाँ पे आपने चंद्रिका एज इन द वड़ा पाव गर्ल के बारे में एक चीज बोली थी, जो मैं बिल्कुल अग्री करता हूँ. First of all, I agree with it 100%. Okay. And I've done that interview with her, and I've told her the same, that you came across like this, and whatever. Do you somewhere feel, a lot of people, if you go online, there are comments where they are using that clip, and then they're using your tonality on the show in certain way when you've gotten angry, and then like irony that she actually questioned Chandrika for her ruthless behavior on the streets because she was behaving like the same on Big Boss. What do you have to say to that?
First of all, I don't know what two clips you're referencing to. So if I know what you're referencing to, I can comment.
The first comment is when you said कि आजकल देखो कैसे लोगों को लेके आ जाते हैं, जो आईफोन लेके घूमते रहते हैं और चिल्लाते रहते हैं और झगड़ा करते रहते हैं रास्ते पे, इन लोगों को Big Boss में लेके आते हैं, which is that vada pav thing.
Yeah, because
so then
of
they
all
have
the
used
facade.
clips of you fighting on Big Boss 18 and said irony that she
no,
was the
I
same.
think at this point I'll just have to say whoever that memer was lacks a lot of analytical skills, I must say, because my comment is not that hey, you're fighting on Big Boss. No, my comment was ki what was your caliber, like किस basis पे तुमको Big Boss लिया गया, and the reason was that you are absolutely breaking civil laws. You're not following any rules of the country. You're in a city. You have the money. Clearly, you have the resources. But तुम tax नहीं भरना चाहते हो. तुम एक store नहीं लेना चाहते हो. तुम ठेले की नौटंकी करना चाह रहे हो. Clearly, when the administration is involved, and that person has been given this opportunity, that was my concern. Ki this should not be promoted. Now, if you're comparing me fighting on a show and anybody fighting on the show, let's say your favorite contestant, a lot of people love Siddharth Shukla, right? Was he not fighting on the show? So that is not something that I commented on, and comparing this to that makes no sense. It's like setting a narrative. I can today, right now, prove that you're the worst person if I just, make an edit of some clips somewhere.
Absolutely.
So, but this comparison has no logic.
See, that's why this show, because I know that Big Boss is not a scripted show.
Yeah.
But Big Boss is an edited show.
Well-edited show, yes.
So, ideally, we give you the opportunity to come out and speak about all this. Are you a feminist? You spoke about misogyny. So, are you a staunch feminist?
Of course, I'm a feminist. There's no
How would you define feminism?
It's very simple. I think feminism is the idea that men and women are equal and should be given equal rights. Nobody is better, nobody is worse, nobody needs support, nobody needs upliftment. We're just equal. Yeah. Let it be.
So now I'm going to tell you something. That whole Avinash issue. You know, Kashish, when you came on the show, I really liked the fact that you were boisterous with your opinions. Completely out there.
Yeah.
किसी की परवाह ना करते हुए कि उसकी जेंडर क्या है, आपने अपने ओपिनियंस डंके की चोट पे रखे, जिसके लिए I will clap for you.
Okay.
But there is somewhere when there was a healthy flirting with Avinash, everybody was enjoying when you guys were. See, now the problem is because of whatever has happened, everybody is going back to that little cute moment where you're saying कि इसको shirtless होना चाहिए and all of that, and they're saying, what if a man
guy
said
does this? Oh, this is so stupid, man. You want to comment on this?
But it is the truth.
Absolutely.
You do realize that if a guy said that about a woman's body, it would have become like a hangama.
Absolutely. I get that. Now you want my comment on this,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
See, first of all, I think it's very important that people understand the intention behind any comment made. And if I sit there and make a sleazy comment, man, I wish his shirt was off. Now that is sleazy. That is wrong. Shilpa ji and I are sitting, and those guys are well aware of the conversation. It's not like हमें छुपा के कर रहे कि हमारे मन में कोई चोर है. We are literally appreciating you and we're having a funny banter, and they are well aware of it. Now it's also not the same because men can roam around shirtless, women can't. So to tell a man कि you've got great abs, he would himself say, "Arey, let me go shirtless," because it is socially acceptable. And I have not made that rule, right? So I cannot face the brunt of it. Now, even if you want to appreciate me, you cannot tell me ki, man, your pecs are awesome, can I see? No, because it is not socially acceptable. Even if I have great abs, let's say our own actors and actresses, now how many times have you seen somebody tell Hrithik Roshan, oh, show me your abs, and he's done it? Katrina Kaif has great abs, but can you tell her ki, hey, show me your abs, and will she do that? No, because it is not socially acceptable.
Again what I'm trying to say. This was considered flirtatious. This was considered sweet in the beginning when it happened.
It and he cannot.
But when Avinash and your issue happened, when the whole label of a womanizer came,
I did not give him that label.
It's not about you, but the whole episode gave him the label, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but in the press conference, people have gone and asked him, you have to deal with the label of a womanizer. See, I am a staunch feminist.
Yeah.
Okay, there have been many people I have seen around me and on the show who could be labeled that because of what they have done or what they continue to do in front of people.
Right.
But when you see, it looked as you liked him, you were flirting with him, even if he liked back and flirted with you, it was a healthy thing between both sides, okay?
Yeah.
But suddenly it was pinned on one guy, and honestly, it's a fact that in today's world, if you see the whole, you've seen the whole case that has happened, right? The whole divorce case where somebody passed away, somebody killed himself because of that.
I have heard about it.
Yeah.
But after I've come out, I have not followed it. No.
So basically, the thing is that I'm all for women, but I'm also a feminist. So I will say men and women are equal, right?
Right.
I feel that whole incident, जहाँ पे आपके और अविनाश की झगड़ा हुआ था दोनों का, वहाँ पे उसके ऊपर वो label लग गया womanizer का. If you go and look back, it's not about you putting it.
Yeah.
But if you look at the whole incident, started with that conversation with Rajat and Rajat coming out and blurting it out in front of everybody, which need not be done, right? Because it opened a pile of snakes, to be very honest. Do you regret sharing that with Rajat and the whole thing that followed? Like, nobody was really completely wrong in that.
Yeah.
But label uspe lag gaya tha till the time it was cleared, honestly.
No, I feel like I am being expected to clear out a label on somebody that I never made, and he could have cleared in one sentence. On the other hand, the label that should have been addressed, that I went to him for an angle, now that should have been addressed because I got that label. He was protected. He was like, nahi, isko baizat badi kiya jaye. I was the one who had to face the brunt of all of it in one adalat, and then on Weekend Kawar, when nobody was even letting me complete, and it was labeled. You went to him to do that. Now, I think I should have been the one to get all this cleared out. As far as this womanizer thing goes, I never said it. I gave him his example back. Okay, you didn't like it when somebody called you this, so please don't call me this. Now, if 10 other people have started calling him that, which neither did I say, nor did he say, and 10 people have cleared it for him already. No, he's not like that. So it is already cleared. Now, regardless, if a media person still wants to go and ask, that's on him and that's on the other party. I have no involvement, and I don't think I want to or will clear any more thing on this
But
part.
do you think his intentions were wrong?
What intentions were wrong?
When he was talking, like
Did I ever say the intentions were wrong? It's like you're asking me the questions that I've already clarified 1,000 times on episodes and many other platforms.
Then Salman Khan ke episode mein, like when he came for the Weekend Kawar, I understand that you were questioned a lot. I'm also going to give you that, okay?
Yeah.
I know it's tikhe sawal, but I'm actually also saying things which I felt as an audience where I'm supporting you also. I felt that you were questioned a lot, even during the adalat, like you brought it up. And everybody during the adalat who were trying to initially was on your side, trying to understand, they completely flipped on you.
Yeah.
Because they also saw the other side for the first time, to be very honest. What happens is, even if I was there and I heard something has happened to a woman, I will eventually first cater to the woman and I will support the woman. But if there are two sides to a coin, then you have to see both the sides. Again, I'm saying both of you are not completely wrong. Black and white nahi hai ye, pura. But the way and the tonality in which you responded to Salman Khan also made you look very brash and defensive. What do you have to say to that?
I was defensive in that moment. It's again, you're asking me the questions that I've already answered 1,000 times. I've said this on the episode as well. My last episode, I've given the answer to your question in that episode. So I would request everybody to just go and watch that clip. I've explained it very well.
No, but
there.
Don't you feel like, like I respond and I completely started this conversation with the fact that you are unapologetically yourself, right?
Yeah.
But there's a thin line between being straightforward and between being rude. Do you sometimes feel that in anger you've crossed that line?
I feel like any human being in anger crosses certain lines certain times. Just because I'm questioned doesn't mean you can draw that judgment on me. But you crossed that line, you were being rude. I think every single person, I think even you, must have many a times. It's just the only difference is mine was caught on camera and highlighted with
Absolutely.
a superstar, and yours is just covered somewhere. So definitely, just like other people, I'm also human. I also make mistakes, and that was one of the weakest and the worst moments of my life. I was being questioned by a superstar, with the amount, it is intimidating to be questioned by Salman Khan because everybody knows he is, who he is. I'm on the show, I'm on national TV, and I'm being questioned on my character, and I've lived through all of this for past 10 months. I've done a show Splits and I've received all this. So I was in a very, very difficult position, and definitely my emotions got the best of me, and my tone was definitely not the best one. And I explained it very well in the other following episode.
But when you say that you're a feminist, there are comments, again, out of anger that you've made about other women as well. Do you feel like when you look back, you regret that? Because
there are certain ones. Obviously, I've also answered this question a million times.
But unfortunately, we are speaking for the first time.
No. People know it. Even on the show, I've said it. Had anybody watched it, they would know. Many a times, again, I'm not perfect. And it's not always about feminism. Sometimes if I hate a girl, it's not because, I'm a feminist, I can't say bad things about her. I can say bad things about a boy and a girl. It's not about feminism.
No, it's not about not saying bad things to a girl. It's about what you say.
Yeah, I'm getting on that. So there must have been things that have been, above the line, below the line, many a time. Not many a times, but a certain times. And I remember a few of them. Like I had an argument with Chahat, and she made a comment on a derogatory comment, which I did not like. And I have mentioned it very clear that I have 2 trigger points. My character, my family, don't go there. And she made a comment on my character and I lost it. So, and then she said few things, I said few things, and I said a couple of things, and it got very escalated. But that did bother me. So after a while, I sat with Chahat and we spoke about it. And I said, I did not like this one comment I made on you. When the wild cards came, I said something about Eden. And the very next day, and I went to Eden and I said, listen, I said these things. I should not have. I don't know what happened. I said it. So of course, many a times, I'm sure I must have crossed my line here and there.
Any comments on Isha that you feel like you shouldn't have made at that point? Because Isha was initially supporting you against Avinash.
Not that I remember, and I regret any comments, no. If I remember some comments which was like really out of the line, then I might, but not that I remember.
Also, Avinash actually accepted that he had feelings of more than friends with Isha yesterday at the press conference. Did you already sense that? Or do you feel that it was a planned move? Finally accept किया क्योंकि अब तक तो accept नहीं किया
तो है तो कि friends से ज़्यादा था.
हाँ मतलब no that he had romantic feelings towards her at one point.
I don't know if the feelings are genuine or not, but yeah, like we could see it. We could see stuff.
I did an interview with Shrutika. Would you call Shrutika a friend?
No, not really.
But were you friends in the beginning?
Friends? No.
Like you were friendly in the beginning?
Friendly, yes. Friends, no.
There was a point where Shrutika, somebody was making a comment, you were there, and about Shrutika's mom and the relationship that she shares with her mom, and that, she doesn't agree with anything she does, and they don't meet at home, they meet at cafes, whatever, a lot of things. And then there's one line that you said, which Shrutika has brought up in that interview, so I want you to clarify.
What?
It was, I don't know what Arjun saw in her to actually get married to her.
I must have, 100% must have. There were moments, not because, I really don't know what he saw. Not like derogatory, but I don't know what he saw in her to get married with her. Must have, 100% have. Because, see, I'm not commenting on their personal life. Abhi til ka taar banane jaoga, so you can go ki, no, this, that, no. Didn't mean shit like that. But it was on the show, and I must have said it because I found her, past tense mein hi bolungi because I'm out of the show now. I found her extremely irritating, extremely just somebody you cannot reason with, you cannot logic with. So out of frustration, I must have said it to, what the hell did he see in her to get married to her? Must have said it like that. Nothing ki no, but no, she's very bad, she's a this person, that person. No, it's just a statement out of frustration, not even that serious. Yeah.
But thank you so much for this unbridled conversation. I know certain questions were of course similar because the conversations that have happened around you post Big Boss have been similar. But this was our way of giving you a space to actually clarify a lot of things and clarify what you have been hearing about yourself. Okay. And you did that. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
GT Holidays, South India's #1 travel brand.